Super Bowl 56 happened, and it raised a lot of questions to not only just the two Super Bowl teams, but the Detroit Lions, first off, of just, I mean, Matthew Stafford goes to the first team that he plays for and wins the Super Bowl in the first year. Raises some questions to the Detroit Lions, who had him since 2009, and they've only been to the playoffs 3 times, and 3 times since 2000. We're in 2022. That's 22 years, and you've been to the playoffs 3 times, and you haven't won a single game in the playoffs. You've lost in the wild card 3 straight years. You didn't even go back to back. The Detroit Lions are a joke of a franchise. They're almost as bad as the New York Jets or the Giants. But the controversy that was happening in the Super Bowl is the one that Bengals fans want to talk about the most, is the play or the call of holding on the wide receiver late in the game that gave them fresh first downs and gave them the win. It's sad to see that they made that call at that moment. 4 fouls, 2 for each side during the whole football game. It was clean, a little ticky-tack here and there. They missed the T. Higgins touchdown face mask on Jalen Ramsey. But, I mean, you're not going to miss, or you're not going to make every call. You're going to miss some. But at the end of the game, at that moment, at that time, with them down, with that much, time left on the clock, it looked just kind of like you're just kind of giving it to them. You're kind of handing them the ball and saying, hey, here's a new set of downs. Take your chance. Go, score the football. And that's what they did. They scored the football. The Bengals went down. They didn't score. Game over. They win 23-20. But the biggest controversy is how the Bengals just went non-existent. They went first drive, 1 play, touchdown. Though it happened on the Jalen Ramsey face mask call that was not called. But then in the fact of the matter is that you went up 20-16 after the Rams scored a field goal, and then you went 4 drives of nothing. They sacked you. They destroyed you. They made you look like nothing. And you had a 20-16 lead. All you had to do was score a field goal, and that would have made them have to score a touchdown. Or you score a touchdown, and then they have to score twice. And the Rams, without Odell Beckham Jr., looked like they couldn't do anything. I mean, the man went down. They were non-existent. They scored a field goal, but, a field goal. Through most of the second half, they were just nothing. It was back and forth, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out for both teams. And if you're a Bengals fan, you get a little angry at the call at the end of the game, but you take a look at that 3 drives or 4 drives, you did nothing. You did absolutely nothing. You also had a little bit of a scare. Joe Burrow got hurt. He came back. Mr. Joe Cool. Love that dude. He's going to be back in a Super Bowl soon enough. At least I hope, because I love watching that guy. He's sacked so many times. He had the most sacks against him the whole season out of any other quarterback. And yet the dude brought this team to a 10-7 season through its ups and downs. And through its ups and downs, even through the playoffs, they were down in Tennessee. They were down in Kansas City. And they still came back. They still pursued a championship. And they got as close as can be. And then the Zach Taylor call on 3rd and 1 is a little bit questionable to me. I mean, you're going to put in Samaje Perine. I have the utmost respect for Samaje Perine, but he's a backup running back. He had 2 rushes for 0 yards, including that rush on 3rd and 1. You're putting yourself in a bad situation because you have 2 timeouts left. It's 3rd and 1, and you got 30 seconds left. You have to do a quick little timeout after the 3rd and 1. If you get the first down, maybe, it stops the clock. But then you got the fact of the matter is that you might have to spike it to save one of your timeouts. And we all know, especially Cowboy fans, you can't do that in the playoffs. It's a lot harder than what you think it is. It's a lot harder, to have to rush down there and spike the ball because the refs got to touch that ball. It's a stupid rule, but the refs got to touch the ball. It's the rules. We have to follow the rules. They called the holding call. We have to follow the rules. He, kind of grabbed him. It looked a little touchy, a little tic-tac. Shouldn't have called it, but the rules are rules. They called it. You have to play the football game, and you have to put yourself in positions that, avoids any malfunctions. If you're going to win a football game, there's going to be problems. There's going to be calls that some people miss, and some people, capitalize on it, and some people don't, and they didn't capitalize on it. You're up 20-16, and you didn't do anything. All you could have done is just score a touchdown. Actually, all you had to do was score a field goal, because you lost by 3 points. All you had to do was score a field goal, and then they had to score a touchdown. Your defense was stopping them consistently. They went 3 and outs just as much as you did. Matthew Stafford looked like he was doing nothing, and then all of a sudden Cooper Kupp was like on fire. And it's goody for the Rams, but the Bengals are just like, oh no. Will we ever get back? Mr. Joe Cool looked like he was just running for his life, like, chicken cut off his head, running around. Oh my gosh. He can't avoid the pressure. He's not Mr. Lamar Jackson. He can't run for so many first downs by himself. He can't, elude. He can elude. But is he Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson? Is he a scrambler? Wouldn't call him that. He slides like, he doesn't slide that well. He's already injured, so you're going to put that guy out there and do that? So the question is, will the Bengals be able to get an offensive line to be able to protect Joe Burrow to get back there? But also the bigger question really is, if they don't have an offensive line, will they be able to do the same thing they did this year and be able to lead them to the playoffs? Even getting sacked as many times as he had. Him and Donovan McNabb are the only people that have been sacked more than 7 times in a game and have won it. Actually, not a regular season game, a playoff game. If I was sacked by Aaron Donald 7 times after looking at the parade and seeing him with his shirt off, dude, that dude's huge. I wouldn't want to be sacked by him. Who does? It's ugly. I mean, he almost had his leg broken again because of, him being sacked so many times. So their offense needs to be able to protect Joe Burrow. And the other question of, if you see your guy getting sacked so many times, they were switching that center over to help on Aaron Donald, and it looked good in the first half. They were barely getting to him. They were moving, they were grooving. But then all of a sudden, the Rams were like, okay, well, they're making adjustments. Let's make an adjustment. And they made the adjustment. And look, it paid off. 4 straight drives of 3 and out. But when you see 4 straight drives and you still got the lead, where's your adjustment to make sure that their adjustment goes bye-bye? It's a chess match. You got to put the adjustments with the adjustments. And that's what they didn't do. And look at the final score, 23-20. You lost the football game. But this learning curve, hopefully you kind of take this and you say, hey, we didn't do well. So let's change for next time. Because, you might not get there if you don't keep Joe Burrow healthy.